Welcome back to the Big Band Scene Revisited. I'm Gerald Woodruff. Today's show is an interview with one of my dad's close friends, Mr. Louie Bellson, recorded live at Disneyland in 1979. And Louie and my dad had a special bond. They just had a special friendship, and they just loved talking with each other. Just loved. Louie couldn't wait to have interviews with my dad. If he was just playing one night, or if he was playing a bunch of nights at Disneyland or wherever he was playing, my dad could get there to interview. I really do believe that Louie expected my dad to be there to interview him. That's the bond they have. And also, as a special note, before we get on with the interview, get on with the show, you notice the theme song that we have for the Big Band Scene Revisited. And in case any of you were wondering what that song was, it is called Blues for Freddie. And it was written by Louie Bellson for my dad. And it was a funny story. My dad, after an interview, my dad said, "Hey, when are you going to write a song for me?" And I remember it well. And Louie just kind of smiled and said, "Okay." And it wasn't that long after when Blues for Freddie was there. And it's been a staple. You can find it on Louie Bellson's The London's Gig, and there's other recordings of it. And actually, I found out just recently, other bands have actually recorded the song. And I just found out recently that a band that they're called Just Friends, and they're out of San Jose, California, that they recorded the song. And the singer Peggy, she actually wrote lyrics to the song. So I mean, that's a special thing. I wish my dad was here that would really make him feel good. That would have been very special. The song has always been special, and it was around this time in 2005 we lost my dad, and at his funeral, at his services, this song was played throughout the services. So anyway, let's go on with the show. So we hope you enjoyed part one of the interview with Louie Bellson, live at Disneyland, here on the Big Band Scene Revisited.
Testing. All right, we're backstage here again at the world-famous Carnation Bandstand, where we're still talking with, 1 year later, a gentleman who is still beyond category, King Louie I, Louie Bellson. Louie, it's great to see you again, believe me.
Hey, Freddie, this is getting to be an annual thing, right? But that's great, because here at Disneyland, where else can you see Basie, Buddy Rich, Woody Herman, Stan Kenton, Harry James, all those bands every summer.
And Louie Bellson.
Yeah, right, man.
And it's great at this point in time, as we move into the 80s, Louie, that you're still keeping that band together. But what about personnel? You much changeover? You're still trying to keep the same nucleus over the years?
Yeah, we do. We're very fortunate, Freddie, in that we still have guys like Don Menza, Dick Spencer, Andy McIntosh, Bobby Shue, Alan Kaplan, Ross Tompkins or Frank Collette, John Williams or John Hurd, and all these key players, you know. And yeah, there's going to be a little variance now and then because they got record sessions and television things, but basically we have the same formula, the same guys, you know.
Yeah, and it's also good to see Nick back. You almost lost him.
That's right, yeah. Nick has been a beautiful friend and also a great player in our band, a manager also for many, many years. And you know, I'm just indebted to that man. He's done so much to make this organization click for so many years, you know.
Yeah. And Louie, it's great to see you've been branching out the last few months. You gig in Las Vegas. That hasn't happened. You've been over there a lot of times. You're on your own, but not with a band.
Well, we worked with my dear lady, Pearl. We worked at the Flamingo for at least 15 years. And this last time, we had a chance to work on the great Wayne Newton show. Wayne is a dear friend, is a tremendous talent. And he said, "Lou, bring the band over and come on and do the show." And we did the first 20 minutes with our big band. And it was very nice of him to give us that exposure because he's like the kingpin there now. Wayne is probably the top draw in Las Vegas. And he should be because he's a great talent and a beautiful human being.
Yeah, and a great thing will be happening this fall, Louie. After all the many years, the band will be going to England. It's about time.
That's right. Peter Brightman, who's a drummer himself and an agent in London, he books Buddy Rich and Woody Herman and all the guys. He is going to book our band, and we're really excited about going over to Ronnie Scott's and playing Ireland and playing Helsinki and Stockholm. And we're looking forward to it because there's great people over there.
Yeah, you've been over there a number of times with Buddy, and but never with your band. This will be the first trip with your big band.
Freddie, this will be the first time. Well, I've been over there with Oscar Peterson,
right.
Jazz at the Philharmonic with Dizzy and all the guys, but this will be the first time with my own band. So I'm really excited about it.
Do you think your musical horizon with the band's beginning to open up after all these many years?
Well, I think they're giving the kid a break finally. Would you say so, Freddie?
Yeah, after all these many years, Louie. How long have you had a band now?
Oh, gosh, I've had my own band since really around 1956, 57. My own big band. You know, I've had several bands before, but this band is really the one that's been on the road all that time, you know.
Yeah, I know. So that's great that after all these many years, why do you feel it took so long, Louie? Well, let's face it, you've got one of the greatest bands in the world.
Well, I guess anything takes time, Freddie, to when you think about Maynard Ferguson has had a band for many years, and he finally gets a hit record, you know. The same thing happened with Ellington and Basie and all those guys. They struggled for years until they got something on record and they got the recognition that they deserve. But it takes time to build an organization, a band that really is an organized band that has a sound. And after so many years, you do it, and the little light goes on. And the same thing happened to Buddy. It took him 5, 6, 7 years to get the band together, and he finally went to Europe and got the acclaim that he should have. And it all happened, you know.
Yeah, with the help of that television series with Buddy Grayco. Oh, yeah. 67, I think it was. Yeah, that gave him great exposure,
But also another guy that really has helped Buddy Rich is Johnny Carson. John is a dear man, a great friend. And he's given so many guys wonderful breaks, like Pete Fountain. He has this wonderful place in New Orleans, and Pete says that because of his activities and his exposure on the Tonight Show, you can't get into his place, you know. So Johnny is a drummer himself, and he likes Buddy, and all the spots that Buddy does on that show has really kept his band going, which is wonderful. I think that's marvelous, you know.
Yeah.
And he's done it to me too. I mean, the exposure John has given me has been fabulous, you know.
Yeah, because look, you've been appearing with that Tonight Show band for a great number of years, along with Ed Shaughnessy and what have you, trading back and forth. Yeah,
it's a great band. Doc's got one of the best bands. In fact, it's probably the best band on television today, you know.
Yeah. Well, with the exception of the Muppet Band, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
I've been wondering, and that's not you I see on that Muppet Show.
You know something? Pearl did that show, and she had a ball doing it. And when she came back, she gave me a picture of Animal, a drummer, and the Animal, he signed it. He said, "To Louie, eat your heart out, the Animal." That's some band.
Well, he's a fine. Whoever does the drumming on it is a fine drummer. Yeah. But that album you did, Director Disc, how was it received? You know, we broke it on our radio show before anybody else did. You know, we had an exclusive, and that was heard around the world. But that's the last album you've done. Or you've done something with Concord or Pablo?
Well, there's a small band album.
Yeah.
The last album that Blue Mitchell, bless his heart, did with us, that Norman's going to release. It's a small band with Blue Mitchell and Pete Chrisley. And since then, we did another small band album with Don Menza and Frank Collette and the guys on Concord. And August the 12th, we're going to do a live big band arrangement, big band album for Concord, August the 12th.
Yeah. Well, the fireworks over, Louie. I know you got to get back. Can we continue after the next break?
Yeah, you bet, Freddie.
And maybe at the end of the of the gig. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Get back on the bandstand.
Well, I hope you enjoyed part one of the Big Band Scene Revisited with the interview with Louie Bellson, recorded live in 1979 at the Carnation Square at Disneyland. So for Fred Woodruff Productions, Sierra Pine Studios, and the Big Band Scene Revisited, I'm Gerald Woodruff.